Yeah, let's get a look at some of the stocks moving before the opening bell. Besides the banks, here's Jess Menton. Jess?
Well, Matt, I'm taking a look at Tesla because it did snap an 11-day winning streak yesterday. If you look at this, though, UBS actually cut its rating on the stock to sell this morning. So if you're looking at that, they feel like the stock was rallying too fast, too fast, basically over that 11-day session. So that stock was down about 20% the first 6 months of the year. It was the worst actually point decliner in the S&P 500 at the beginning in the first half of this year. But of course, in that 11-day session span, it actually had gained about 44%. So you're seeing that moving there too. A little bit lower if you're looking in pre-market trading. But another one I'm looking at is Carvana. So obviously we know this stock can be quite volatile, edging a bit higher here though in pre-market trading. And really what's happening here though is that BTIG actually initiated coverage on this stock with a buy rating with a 155 price target. It actually closed yesterday around 130 there. So even though it's trading at a high premium, if you're looking at BTIG, they still think it's equally positioned against some of its competitors here. And of course, if you're looking at what's happening, it almost went out of business in 2022. But if you look over the last 18 months after it reached a deal with some of its bondholders, it's actually risen about 2,700%. So it's been quite a ride there. But if you are looking at what's happening with some of its over the last 2 weeks with high yield bonds, there's some issues there. So that's something to keep an eye on. And then lastly, Array Technologies, that stock's up actually more than 8% in pre-market trading here ahead of the opening bell. So Citi actually raised the stock to buy from neutral and is actually touting its growth potential. It lost about more than a third of its value so far this year, and there's been a lot of different issues. It had a CFO actually announce that it was going to leave recently. It also has some issues when it comes to project delays, but when you're looking at, especially with Citi, they feel like a lot of that pain, especially with compared to its competitors, is already passed, and especially the margin pain that it's had. But that is another stock to watch ahead of the opening bell, guys.
All right, a lot going on there. Carvana, I mean, up 265% in the last 12 months. We got to get Ernie Garcia on this program. Coming up.